What are the top altcoins ranked amongst 11 of the top crypto influencers in the space? I've taken the time today to explore what their portfolios are, why they've picked these coins, but most importantly, we're not just going to rank these coins from a 50x down to a 5x. We're also going to create a crypto portfolio from these picks. Why is that important? Because I guarantee you right now, you're looking at a video like this and you're going, I'm going to pick the top 50, 40, 30x coins and I'm going to go buy them. That is solving no good at all, apart from feeding your possible confirmation bias and putting you in a risky position. Creating a portfolio with a very clear goal and a very clear starting point here and understanding the reason why we picked the coins we will today is super critical. So make sure if you do enjoy the sound of that or you learn something new today, to hit that like button and subscribe, because believe you me, plenty more brutally honest videos like this one will be coming in the future as well. One, first of all, very important thing that most of these influencers are doing behind the scenes is trading, guys, including myself. I'm not a trader. I don't trade. I look at these coins, I buy them, and I wait for a 5 or a 10 or a 15x. That's all I do. But this bull run is different, okay? With the leverage of my professional traders I've hired to help you in our private community, I'm getting a 3.5x here on XRP. I'm getting a whole bunch of multiples every single day on my positions I'm putting in the market, right? I'm making money, passive income, while these coins are going up, which means one important thing, I'm filling my bags. So is Gary. Gary's making some good money. Shout out to Tobias and Rick. You guys are making some money in the group here, which is great. In the trading corner, links down below, of course, guys. It's $30 a month. However, this is completely waived. We have about 20 or 25 different levels that you can obtain by trading. And the second level itself will allow you to get this group completely for free. Make sure if you do want to take full advantage of this bull run, link down below, get yourself in the group, you won't regret it. So because the tier list itself will take so much time to rank each of these coins individually, and then we have to build a portfolio, I'm not going to go over each of their picks. This was taken from their most recent video or videos that either showed their portfolio or showed their top picks. Okay, so the only two influencers here that we don't actually have their own portfolios on is Alex Becker and Altcoin Daily. The rest are all portfolios. Altcoin Daily here has 49 picks. And if you're wondering, Claren, I want to have access to this document. This is part of our bull run cheat sheet, guys. We have it in the private community. We have a whole bunch of other awesome features in this sheet as well. Everything you need all in one place. Price predictions, the whole rest of it. So I'm going to go through just briefly each of these here. And obviously, I think my own portfolio is the best. That's obvious. That's why I buy the coins, right? But I do want to just say one thing first of all. I respect each of these influencers and their picks. Out of all these picks here, I've found the frequency in which most of these coins have been mentioned, okay? So we've just taken a whole bunch of these. I'll add more influencers to this list as we get through here. By the way, leave recommendations down below. I want to make this list quite large and really get a much more comprehensive list. So we can see Solana's mentioned 10 times here, the most. Interestingly enough, Near Protocol is second at number 9. We have Tau, Super, Beam. So I believe the top 10 coins are definitely great picks. We have the top 15 here, I believe great picks as well, and it goes down and down and down. Now, for the tier list itself, for this list we've got going on here, we've got 51 coins, and these 51 coins must have at least mentioned twice. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, before I start, of course, I want to thank you guys as well, because we did do a crypto election tier list as well, which 1,500 almost of you participated in here. You guys ranked this. This is on averages of what you think these coins will do in the bull run. So I want to say, first of all, I think if you want to access this list, it's up there forever. I'll leave the link down below. Again, we had almost 1,500 people, well, actually 1,300 people participate in this. So a nice broad range of influence. Now, this was done, again, right before the election, so with the prices back then. You're going to have to excuse me. Typically, in my normal fashion, I do know quite a bit about crypto, believe it or not. I've spent 20,000 hours researching, so I like to go into detail with these picks. I can't do that. I can't do that in this video. 51, if I spent a minute on each, it's a 51-minute video, okay? It's impossible. So I'm just going to rank these and give a brief description of basically why I think they deserve the spot they do. So Cardano, I'm going to say right now, a bit more positive for the bull run, I think, right now, given the whole switch into the Bitcoin layer 2 narrative and also the whole fact that Charles is working with the new administration in the US on sort of regulation for crypto. I think from the current price, we'll at least be about a 5x. For Arrow, I definitely think this coin could possibly 20x from here, but I believe between a 10 to 20x, okay? So if I put it in the column, it's at least that multiple up to the next multiple. So from the current price, probably anywhere between $10 to $15, I think. ALs, I'm not too bullish on ALs. I think for Aptos, a 5x, high market cap. I think for Fetch or ASI, it's definitely between a 10 to a 20x. I think Aether can do above that for sure. For Star Atlas, I'm not entirely sure. It is a small cap gaming coin. I don't like to BS you guys, hence the name of the channel here. I'm not going to make up some crap just to fill the void on if I don't know. I'm not going to make it up. So I'm going to put it in unsure. I don't want you guys buying something because I half-assed what I know about it, right? We have AVAX over here. I think AVAX definitely has around probably high single digits to like low 10x in the tank, but I'll put it here for now. I think Axelar could definitely 20x or around that. I think Beam can definitely go as high as a 20x to a 30x. Bitcoin definitely no more than a 5x. This Chex coin, I've never researched it before. I hear people talk about it all the time. Again, if you want to join the private community, you'll be able to see who's actually mentioned it in which portfolio. But I definitely haven't looked into it at all. So I'm not going to lie, guys, definitely unsure. I'm going to put all meme coins, so Cock and the rest of them, in unsure, because I think the most ludicrous thing in the world would be putting a price prediction on meme coins. I know people do it. The only thing is you can't underpin or justify a certain price for these coins. They could 3000x, they could 2x. There's nothing that underpins the reason why they could go high other than there's a good community behind it. That's about it, right? Clearpool, I think, has probably, honestly, it does have between a mid to high 10x to a low 20x in the tank, but I'll put it here for now. Dogecoin, again, not sure. Desync, again, I'm looking into this coin right now because it's just mentioned so much. But as of right now, I can't rank that. Obviously, Ethereum is going to sit at a 5x. Foxy, I think, can blow some crazy numbers here. I'm going to put it between, honestly, probably low 30x, high 20x. It is a meme coin. It's the only meme coin I'm going to have an exception on. Reason being is because it's in my portfolio, all right? So I'm going to break the rule here a little bit and give Foxy a certain ranking. For Phantom, honestly, guys, I probably would put this no more than a 10x, to be honest with you. Actually, I'm going to be safe and say unsure. Reason being is because I just have never researched it. You guys that have spoken to me know I just haven't researched it. I don't know what the buzz is about the coin right now. I haven't, again, explored that. Graph, same situation. I just don't see why Graph is sexy. I'll be completely fair. I'm going to put this, I think this coin will definitely, just because of the buzz, low 10x. ICP definitely has the ability to go probably flirt with this low 20x column from the current price. But again, I think anywhere from a 10 to 15x from these prices. The same story with IMX, the same story with Immutable. Actually, one thing that we do have in the community is something called the GGR zones, in which you can type in here injective, for example, and it does come up with a price prediction based on my personal opinion and just purely data. Data is purely only up here as well, so you can type in the injective price as well, and it gives you the projected price based on just data, or you can have mine and mixed in with as well, and it actually has the different liquidity zones as well. So it gives a pretty good picture of where these coins could possibly go to. But again, I don't have that for all of these coins because I don't know a lot of them because they're from everyone's portfolios. Carrot is one that was brought up quite a few times, actually. Only twice in this list, but I have heard people begin talking about it. Again, I'm going to put it unsure because I just don't know. Now, Casper, I think this coin could probably low 10x from here, but I don't see it doing high 10x areas, like above a 15x. For Chainlink, I see Chainlink going between a 5 to a 10x from these prices, that's for sure. Matic, I think this poor old girl doesn't have much in the tank anymore. Metis, I've never researched it, but I think it was in a couple of these guys' portfolios. Mina was one mentioned by myself in Altcoin Daily. Altcoin Daily did put a $15 price prediction on this coin, and that's over a 15x from the current price. I actually agree with him. I think high 10, low 20, so I'm going to put it here just to be safe. Mog, I'm going to mog because I just don't know where it can possibly go to. It's a meme coin. Miria, same story. I've researched this coin before for sure. I just these days haven't. And again, I like to be pretty certain on my sort of levels with this. So I think, again, to be safe, it's definitely going to probably 10x from these levels just because it is a small cap and it is in gaming. So that does hit a few different catalysts for what would make a quality project for the bull run. If you don't know, guys, the most important two things, 80% of your research for this bull run for any coin, like maybe even 90% of your research, is what narrative it's in. So what's it known for? Is it gaming or is it a real asset coin? And then from there, what separates itself as a gaming coin or as an AI coin from the rest of the gaming or AI coins in the market? So that's what you're looking at. That's most of your research. So next up, we have Near Protocol. Look, honestly, I think this coin is going to be top 10, at least for a brief period this cycle, depending on how things go out. It's going to sound crazy to some of you. I know it's a high market cap coin, but believe you me, I think this project has a lot of room to still grow. I think it could possibly 20x. Mantra OM, personally speaking, great idea. Honestly, love it. No hate on the Mantra OM crew, but honestly, it doesn't have near enough utility as a much smaller coin, like a third of its size, Ondo. So in my opinion, Ondo would definitely be a 20x up there, possible, even probably more, to be honest with you. It could do that. It could do that. It's about $1 right now. Many people think between $14 to $18. I would have to agree, but I'm going to put it up here. Low 20s, I think it could possibly go to. Pal AI, this coin again is a great one. I think 20x for sure. Pendle for sure, high 10x, I think, from these current prices. Pepe deserves a spot over there. Prime, I think, was mentioned here quite a bit, unless I'm completely off on this. Yeah, Prime was mentioned 6 times. So over half of these guys have Prime in their portfolio, which made me sort of think, hang on, was there a sort of early investor round that was done here? Like, why do so many people like Prime? I don't know, but that kind of made me a little bit cautious, because sometimes an over-interest by a bunch of influencers in a specific coin could also signal there could have been an early round here, okay? So I'm going to put it, honestly, it could go as high as a 20x. It's a low market cap coin. To be safe, I'm going to put it down here, just to be safe. For Puff, I'm not entirely sure, guys. It's an interesting project. I think it's more of a meme coin-esque DeFi project, but I just don't know. I honestly would be just throwing a guess out there if I was to rank that one. For Render, you're probably going to call me crazy on this. Now, I know some of you will be like, oh, this dude's friggin' nuts. Like, why are we listening to him for? But I think this coin could 20x from here. Honestly, I think it could. You can call me crazy. This and Near Protocol are like the 2 large caps where I see just blasting off like Solana in the last cycle here. That'd be around about an 80 to 90 billion market cap. But remember, on a recent video, I described the different rankings in the market caps that these coins will go to. It's a 4.5 billion market cap already, guys. I do see it performing very well. AI, deep in, great connections, working with Paramount Studios. Rune, I can't say for certain on Rune, but I know it performs well on bull runs. Miles loves it. A lot of these good guys love it. So I think just because I respect their opinions on this coin, I'm going to put it at a 10 to 20x. Sai, I don't like Sai. I'm going to put it in a 10 to a 20x because I know a lot of you guys like Sai as well. I've just never been a big fan of it. Sidious, this one ranked quite high if I remember correctly. Sidious was only 3 actually. Just scraped in the top 25 here. Either way, I think this definitely will go between a 10 to a 20x. You could, again, call me crazy here because based on market caps, you're saying a coin at a 40 million market cap won't perform as well as a coin like Render, Beam, Aether, Near, or Ondo at a 20x. How does that math work out? The math works out based on interest. Many of these low cap coins won't make it above a 200 mil market cap. It is based purely on interest. Market cap is a gauge at how much money is invested in a coin. It does not mean that's how much money actually is required to move the coin a 2 or a 3x. It's a big misconception here in the crypto world. So I think Sidis here mentioned by a few of these players. I've got to give it some respect in that sense, but I don't know enough about it to put it in the 20x or more column. Solana, I think in my opinion, this doesn't go above $1,000, $1,200. Spectral, I think this coin could actually be a 20x AI and AI agent project. Sui's a large cap right now. It was a great call by House of Crypto. Shout out to House of Crypto. However, I don't think it has too much more in the tank in terms of the multiples. I think no, definitely won't do any more than a 15x. That is like for sure, in my opinion. Super, of course, keep in mind, Super is a coin that is actually owned by Elio Trades. It's pushed by Alex Becker. These two are pretty good buddies. And therefore, of course, it's got a bit of that influencer support behind it. But in the same respects, they're insiders and they will definitely play around the knowledge of updates around the project as the bull run comes up. AKA, not calling it pump and dump, but you guys get the idea. Buy before the news, sell during the news sort of thing, right? So in this case, I just think a 10 to 15x is probably pretty okay for this coin. For Potenza Tower, a lot of you guys love this coin. I don't really see the mass interest in the coin, but again, you can't deny whatever the sentiment is, it's going to happen, okay? So I think this coin can definitely 10 to 15x from the current prices here. Maybe even flirt with Render and Near in the low 20x as well. Celestia, I think as well as probably could be in the 20x column, but for now I'm going to put it down here in the 10 to 15x. Ton, I think won't do any more than a 5x, max 10x. And lastly, we have Whiff. no comment on that. Now, you'll notice a lot of these coins I don't have comments on, okay? Because again, these aren't my picks. I haven't gone out and researched all the coins that these influencers have also picked. And I'm not going to sit here as someone who you might respect and lie to you over YouTube and say that I know about Star Atlas and I can expect this and that when I haven't even done 24 hours or 30 hours of research in it. It doesn't make any sense to me. So with that being said, obviously we're going to be picking some of the coins up here, but there are a few filters that we have to process out here. Again, we can't just pick the top 15 or 20 or 25 altcoins here, guys. You have to apply a little bit of logic to all of this. So what do I mean by this? Well, first of all, I think 15 altcoins is the max that we should pick in any portfolio. The general rule of thumb is 15 minutes per altcoin per day of research. You can probably get down to 10 minutes, all right? Maybe even 5 minutes for some of us, but at least 10 minutes of research for most of you, which means if you have 15 altcoins, that's almost 2.5 hours of research a day. Can you handle that? So probably not. The more altcoins you have doesn't mean the higher chance you have of hitting something big. Think about it like this. Rather than coins, pretend these are cars, right? And pretend that each of these different narratives like high-end car brands. AI, for example, is like the Bugatti, okay? Would you go out and would you buy 4 or 5 different Bugattis, okay? Just maybe Veyrons, if you know your cars, right? Veyrons, great cars, of course, but just have different colors for each one. Or would you rather save your money, rather than buying the same car in different colors, buy 1 or 2 of the new model? You'd rather do that, right? Because you're going to have more fun, they're a better car, all the rest of it, rather than having a fleet of just the same car but different colors. It's the same thing for these coins. You guys are buying like 10 AI altcoins that do the same sort of thing. You could consolidate them, pick a better vehicle, pick the best one of the bunch, and let that thing do what it needs to do. Spraying and praying and picking all the colors doesn't solve anything. Now, the next thing you have to do, and this is very important as well, you guys don't do this. This is the first thing you should do in crypto. 1, how much money are we starting with? What's your starting capital? And 2, how much money do we have to end up with? It's as simple as that. What we're going to do here in this situation is say we want a 10x because we're going to start with $10,000. That's the theoretical thing here. And we want to end with 100K. Now, if you're starting with 1K, just divide everything here by 10. If you don't have a clear start and a clear end goal and know how much you're actually chasing here, what ends up happening? You end up wanting a 40x. And then something happens, you screw something up, you panic because your coin's not doing well, you sell the coin, buy a new coin at a higher inflated price, sell the inflated coin, buy the original coin at another inflated price, and you catch your tail. So your 40x, then you come to terms with maybe a 33x, and then say, oh, no, 21x is fine. And you go, oh, well, you know what, 5x is better than making nothing. When in reality, you could have had a 10x. So please, establish how much money you're starting with, and then let's find an end goal. So 3, out of all these coins, again, we're not picking all of these bloody things, just picking the top 25 or top 15, right? We've got to sort them out by narratives like I just said to you moments ago. So by doing this, we're not just breaking them up and picking the best plays in each narrative. You have to understand as well, we need to pick coins that will hit multiple quality narratives. So you can see here overlap, all right? So like Injective. Injective is a DeFi coin. It's also a real-world asset coin. I've got a dotted line here because it loosely is right now. It's a Web3 layer 1 coin, and it's also an AI coin. At least 3 powerful narratives, maybe even 4. What this means is that one coin is exposing us to 4 big narratives. You can see 10 and 9 ranked narratives. That's what we want, which just means as these different narratives begin popping off, as the bull run goes, we have an AI pump, AI coins go down, gaming goes up, gaming goes down. These coins will ride the waves and average themselves higher and higher and higher. It's as simple as that. Number 4, remove the coins that have likely been acquired due to early round investment or advisory status. Now, I'm not too sure, of course, on the background behind all that, like the specifics. I have to estimate and guess. Alex Becker's pretty upfront about the coins he's advisor for, but I'm just going to kind of exclude most of the meme coins and the small coins. Reason being is because they're so small and they're so new, or they're meme coins, they likely need the big players, the influencers, to get exposure. If you think about it, you being a small cat that's worth $50 million, you got a treasury of a couple $1 million, paying Alex Becker $300,000 to be an advisor is a no-brainer. You're exposed to hundreds of thousands and millions of people. That's going to boost you up in the charts. Of course you would do that. And in saying that though, we could mix and match, right? If we're looking for a 10x, we could have some safe 8x picks, some middle ground 10x picks, and some higher, like 12, 15x picks to make up for the lost money in the safer plays, for example. But for this, we're going to use the GGR zone. So before I mentioned to you guys in the private community, we have these things called the GGR zones, give the price predictions, tell us the liquid zones, and we're off to the races. We've got to be using this in this circumstance, because otherwise you might pick a coin like Solana and want a 20x on Solana. If you don't know any better, you screw yourself over. So in my opinion, and again, this is my interpretation, I'm sure if Ansem did the exact same video, for example, he would come up with a whole bunch of different coins on this list as well. So this is my interpretation. Here are the first group of coins we have. We have a 7 to a 9x here from Injective, Nia, Render, ICP, and Immutable. You might be thinking to yourself, well, Kyron, why don't you go ahead and have like Injective, for example, at where you said it could go? Well, like I said, we're trying to get out of these coins, guys, within liquid zones, okay? So liquid zones being the green zones here, that's an 8.5x from the current price. If we went actually and tried to obtain the possible projected $378 or a 13x, that might be in the illiquid zones. Now, mark my words, these are all predictions. Predictions are predictions. Anything could happen. Like maybe Injective goes to $500. We just don't know. But lower is better in general. The next group of coins we have here are ASI 9x, Aerodrome 9x, Ondo 10, Beam 10, Axler 10. Some of these are towards the highest zone of the green area, like Ondo at a 10x right now would on this sheet of paper actually give us probably quite a high number here. It would give us towards the actual projected price itself. But of course, the data prediction actually weighs this down because of the artificial increase in supply. You can see it's projected here at $5. I disagree because I know the supply situation is a load of BS. Tomorrow night's video will explain all about Ondo in that situation. Of course, Axlar 10x as well. Lastly, we have Mina 11x, Aether 11, Spectral 12, PAL 12, and I added Echelon Prime in. You keen crypto enthusiasts will know we're not hitting like 20 different narratives here, which we could do with a portfolio of 15 coins. We definitely could reach quite a large number of narratives, but we've selected about 5 to 7 primary narratives here. Arguably, you could have a bit more depending on how loose you want to call a narrative for a coin, like DeFi for Injective, for example. But the reason for this centralization is actually because these are pretty well confirmed right now to be the best narratives of the bull run, which means if we just undershoot where these coins could go, which I believe we are being on the mid to conservative side with some of them, then it's going to leave us room to sell out in liquid zones. We don't want to be aiming for a metaverse coin, looking for a 50x, because generally speaking, those coins may never get that much amount of interest anyway. So we're playing it safe, but we're also diversifying in these narratives as well. We're picking different size market cap coins. We're picking coins in AI or gaming or whatever that do different things as well. So it's branching out, being diverse at many different layers of the stack, which is something to consider. You can mix and match some of these. Like I could have added Clearpool in here to add another type of coin in the DeFi / real world asset space as well. This portfolio is generally speaking a starting point, a way in which you can add some of your own interests, tweaks based on the confines of a portfolio that we can see here that most people tend to agree on. Again, if we were aiming for a 5x, I would have thrown Solana, Chainlink in here. You know, again, guys, a lot of people tend to just have these sort of static arguments where you have to have Solana, you have to have Chainlink, you have to have bloody Bitcoin or Ethereum in your portfolios. Economy, you know, I'm all about making money. That's all I care about. And to make money, to set your goal here as a target of a 10x, at this point, it's impossible to do so. It adds so much risk with those really big market cap coins. You could do it, but will you? Chances are you'll likely end up holding your tokens for the next cycle. So with that said, this will get us an overall 9.6x. So not quite our 10x, but I can't argue with that. And again, some of these, like the bottom ones here, are probably towards the safer side of life, but we want to be short. We want to make our gains, not stretch our luck. So let me know what you guys think down below. Would you grab this portfolio? Would you use this portfolio, or what would you pick in your own? Do you agree with the tier list rankings? I want to know all about it. I'll talk to you all soon. Take good care. Bye-bye.